That's it.
Okay.
You can keep it quick.
We don't match, but
That's all right. What's going on, baby? We don't match. It's all good. Hey, honey.
we match when it counts.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah, what's that, babe?
I don't know. A little wrinkly, but it's all good. That's what I do.
These are my
Stay
pajamas,
too
too.
far away from me.
Babe, because you put the thing all the way over there.
Let me-
You gotta make it longer.
I'm gonna make it longer for you, baby. Make it longer for you. She like when they. Never mind.
Okay.
Anyway, let me give y'all a real quick fun fact about us. That I think the world needs to know this.
The whole world
One of the things that my wife and I say the most,
is.
for no apparent reason at all, is these nuts. The other day, she called me at work, or I called her. I don't know. I don't really know what the occasion was, because we talk all the time. And she said, "Oh, I picked up such and such from the store." I said, "What?" She said, "These nuts."
That's not a good example, babe, because
and
that
mo-
one makes sense. Like, we do it when it doesn't even make sense.
I know. Sometimes we're just sitting around the table, and I'm like, "What are you eating?" And she says,
Or he'll be he'll be a little tired and a little cranky.
"But I'm always."
And
cranky.
I'll still be like, these nuts.
I can't stand when she does it. So I hate it when she
Bill,
does that.
stop playing.
I hate it when she
But
does
then you
that.
do it back to me, so it's okay.
I hate it when she does. I hate it when she sits there because she gets really passionate about it. Anyway, just a little quick fun fact. Shout out to all the couples that have little weird things that they do like that.
Which is everybody, whether everybody admits it or not.
Every couple should do something weird. If you don't do something weird,
Then y'all probably aren't friends. And
You're
you
not-
probably should
so-
leave each other.
yeah. And most of the time, I'm serious. 90% of the time,
I'm joking about the just leave each other thing. I don't do
90% of
that.
the time, I'm serious. She's the prankster in the family. She hides, she jumps out, scares me, and I curse and scream, and I just don't like it. But anyway, that's the balance. What are we talking about tonight, honey?
These nuts. Okay, babe. Okay, what's the real topic?
Oh, God. Okay, we're going to start this over.
No, don't start over.
Yeah, well, I need to tape now.
I thought you were taping. Babe, why would you?
Lord have mercy. Everybody always talking.
I got something to say. Hey, you got something to say. Hey, we all.
Babe, it's a little challenging to try to be natural with a big microphone in your face.
Well, then push the microphone back and sit back. So I'm sitting back and relax.
I don't normally have a microphone in front of my face when I'm in my good.
Anyway. But just be.
Okay, topic. Come on.
So real quick, my wife said something to me earlier that we just want to put out there and hopefully it blesses somebody. Babe, share the story about the person drowning. You almost killed yourself.
Well, I was at the beach one day.
Well.
I seen a little girl drowning.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true story, even though we're being crazy.
Crazy.
So the teenage girl drowning one day, a long time ago, I saw, and she really was drowning. If you could see her face, all I saw was panic, and because she was getting pulled out. So, and there was nothing she could do. She was at that point where your feet are not touching the bottom of the ocean floor. You're not. I don't know if she couldn't swim or what. I don't know how she got that far out, but she definitely was drowning. And so, human instinct kicks in, and you don't stop to think, hey, I could drown too. So I tried to save her. As I was trying to pull her in, because she was panicking, she started pulling me deeper into the ocean with her. And at which time I had to just let go. And so the point of the story is sometimes when you have people in your life who are not really doing well, let's just put it that way. And if you have tried repeatedly to help them, or maybe not even to help them, but you have tried unsuccessfully to have a healthy relationship with them, and at some point it is apparent that it's not going to work, it's not possible, you have to let go.
You gotta let go.
You have to let go. And when you let go, you don't stop and think about, but what if you just let go? You have to, for your own sanity, for your own well-being, for your own mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Because what happens is, if you don't, although you may feel like you're perfectly fine, they affect you. Their BS, their drama, their dysfunction is going to affect you. And for someone who is growing and progressing in life, or interested in growing and progressing in life, that's not something you can afford to do. You
Correct.
simply cannot afford to. If growing and making progress in your life is the priority, it has to be the priority.
Right, right. One of the things that, I'm sorry, baby. One of the things that when my wife was telling me the story earlier, is that you were saying that you were trying to save the young lady. What in the world? That you were trying to save the young lady, and she started to pull you under, and you started drowning. And so sometimes, especially in toxic relationships, and I'm not talking about marriages and boyfriend, girlfriend, sometimes it's mother, daughter, father, son, siblings, you name it. Sometimes it's just a
Childhood
toxic
friends.
environment, and you gotta save yourself. Point blank, end of story. You know, it's taken me a long time to understand this, that life is very short. And because, shout out, I just celebrated my 47th birthday. I'm proud, a black
And
man
he
another
looks
year.
27.
Thank you, baby. But you know, I'm just trying to take care of myself.
Point,
But you know what I'm saying, right, honey? You know.
Honey, your point.
Okay, anyway. So just, becoming older and wiser, we spend a lot of time. We spend hours and years.
Time that we can't get back.
That on people who don't give a rat's ass about us in the long run. And so when she was telling me this story, I thought, you know what? That's a really important topic that we could talk about real quick. Sometimes you got to save yourself. And once you get your house in order first, stop giving people money and you still broke. Stop letting people borrow your car and not put no gas in it.
And your time, the same thing.
Stop letting people waste your time and you can't get that time back.
You cannot get it back.
There's a such thing as godly selfishness, where you got to put yourself together first before you attempt to save the world.
And it's not actually selfishness, although it just seems selfish. It seems
Right, it seems
selfish
selfish at times.
because of how we have been conditioned to think. But if you think about it, even the Bible says that you remove the beam first from your eye,
exactly.
from attempting to remove, before attempting to remove a splinter from your brother's eye.
Correct. Absolutely. You know what, too? I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot
Or
of
the blind lead the blind. If
And the
blind
dumb
lead
lead the
blind.
dumb, and the
No,
jackass
then they
lead the
both
jackass.
end
My
up
bad.
in a ditch, honey.
I know, my
Okay.
bad. I got a little carried away. Even in relationships, in your marriages, sometimes you got to cut the world off to make sure your marriage is right, because that's your foundation and that's what's important. Not the likes on social media, not all of the people at the job, not the being popular. Sometimes you got to pull that raft in, and you and your wife just got to be on that island by yourself for a little while to get yourselves together. And then when you're together, you can go out and conquer the world.
Because if you're doing the same thing every day, day in and day out, day in and day out, how can you expect for things to change? That's
Exactly.
the definition of insanity.
Right.
Is it doing the same thing over and
Over
over
and
and expecting
expecting-
a different result?
Exactly. So I love the story that my wife shared earlier today. You gotta save yourself first. That's it. No more excuses.
And sometimes you
Get
really
your life
think
together.
you're trying to help somebody, and you're really wasting valuable time.
Exactly.
Hours and
Exactly, and
hours
hours.
of talking and talking and talking. And the thing is, at some point, you have to look at the relationship. If I'm trying to help you and you're still complaining about the same stuff, and next week I speak to you and I'm still trying to help you and be uplifting and encouraging, and next week you're still complaining about the same stuff. And now here we are 3 years later and you're still complaining and you're still in the same place. I love you, but I love myself
more.
enough
Yeah.
and
And
more.
it's important,
and my
yo.
time is more valuable, that I cannot pull you up out of your ditch
Right.
if you don't want to come up out of it.
Right. I'm really big on always sharing personal stories, because I think in the world that we live in the social media entertainment world, everybody wants to be handsome and pretty and perfect. And so I always share this. I'm far from perfect, and there's a time that I just had to pull away from everybody just to get to know this woman right here. And I'm still going through it every day, working through all my issues, my ups and downs, my highs and lows. And I share those things because I don't ever want to paint this picture of perfection. God is working on me continuously all the time. And I'm sorry, babe. Dad, keep knocking on your head, babe. My bad. And it's really important for me personally, especially for my brothers, at times I don't have all my stuff together. But thank God for his grace, and I'm continually working, and God is continually working on me so that I'm getting myself together, and that my number one priority is my wife. And everything else comes after that. And I think that's important. I don't like this perfect world that some people pretend to live in. I just don't like it. Many. So anyway, save yourself first. I'm Robert Ballard.
And I'm Jamila Ballard.
And we are the Ballards. Oh, and guess what? You're welcome. These nuts.
Babe, no. Ay.
Babe, say goodbye. Babe, sing us out, babe.
I don't have a song, anybody.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light. Can you help me out? You're gonna leave me alone.
I'll leave you alone, honey.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Wait, say goodbye to me.
I don't know.